All right, well, we're here at the SAP EPM 2014 conference in Chicago, here with Gary Cokins, who's a esteemed thought leader and published author in the area of business analytics. So Gary had the second keynote of the event today. And Gary, why don't you summarize really quickly just a couple of key things you talked about around BI, EPM, business analytics.
Well, there's a lot of confusion about what is the difference between business intelligence and business analytics and enterprise performance management. I tried to clarify it for the organization. First, I just want to clarify what EPM is. It typically is perceived narrowly as a CFO initiative with a bunch of dashboards. It's really the integration of many types of methods like strategy, execution with strategy maps, balanced scorecard. It's got customer profitability and channel analysis in it. It's got rolling financial forecasts that are driver-based. But to clarify between business intelligence and analytics and EPM, I like to position it that business intelligence really consumes stored information, typically from data warehouses. What business analytics does is it takes the stored information and it creates new information from the stored information. Queries just kind of answer questions, but what business analytics does is creates more questions and better questions. It actually has the ability to answer the questions. What enterprise performance management does with different, if you will, problems and opportunities, it deploys the analytics in the context of some sort of problem. So for example, in strategy maps, you want to have correlation analysis to show the explanatory value of KPIs and other KPIs. In profitability analysis, you may want to do some sort of analytics that basically describes what's the difference between highly profitable customers and less profitable customers.
Interesting. And one thing came up was a question from the audience around who should own analytics, who should drive it. Should it be the CFO? Should it be someone else?
Yeah, that is the classic consultant answer, which is it depends. I think that the CFO has a really great opportunity to really fulfill this dream that's written about in all of the magazines to go from bean counter to bean grower to be a strategic advisor. So it's an opportunity for the CFO, but it can be different types of analytics can reside in different parts of the organization.
Yeah, exactly. I think you ended off your keynote. You talked about the maturity curve of analytics and really how we're moving beyond predictive to prescriptive. So what do you mean by that? What do you mean by prescriptive analytics?
Yeah. Well, put context, the graphic, which a lot of people show, is an exponential curve that shows the ROI on information going from, data to transactions to reports to ad hoc, but then the beginning of descriptive analytics, which is really modeling past period, really explaining why do things happen, not just what. Predictive is sort of accepted as like the next step, so that I can do forecasting, know what's coming at me, reduce uncertainty and so forth. But increasingly we're going to see prescriptive analytics. And prescriptive is really of all of those choices that you could do with predictive, what if scenarios and options, what is the best choice? And so we'll increasingly start seeing things like linear programming, optimization, sort of synonymous, so that actually decision makers can actually be assisted by algorithms and what have you to actually get the best decision.
Yeah, it's kind of back to the future, like with decision management systems that we've been trying to achieve for 30 years. Yeah. So, well, thanks, Gary. It's been a pleasure. And that's it from SAP EPM 2014 Chicago.